Brother and sister veterans, we're here today with Eric Trump, and it's a great day.
I want to make sure everybody knows that Admiral Kubik was with us from the very beginning. He was back in '16 and is a real warrior. I was so glad some of the Navy senior flag officers were standing up. The Flynn.
Hey everybody, Brick Suit here. I am in a fabulous event for President Trump rally hosted by Turning Point Action. And I know we all love our veterans, but there's a group out there you really check out. It's Veterans for America First. They support all sorts of America First candidates, and they have a veteran focus that I'm sure you're going to like because we love our veterans. President Trump loves our veterans. Give them a look-see.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Fitzgerald VFAF. I want to give a shout out to Veterans of America, Veterans First. We need to put more respect on our veterans and not our illegal immigrants. Trump 2024.
Hey folks, it's John Rich here, Veterans for Trump, incredible organization. We love our vets. Without men and women willing to sacrifice and die if necessary for our country, we wouldn't have a country. We all know that. Much respect and much love. God bless you.
Perfect.
Hey, Congressman Mike Collins here. Listen, a big shout out to Veterans for America First, organization out there doing great things, backing candidates and helping our veterans, people who really need your help and deserve all the gratitude, debt we could never repay them. Thank you for what you're doing. Keep up the hard work.
To all the veterans out there, especially Veterans for America First, we have got to deliver Trump victory. God bless, let's save this country.
Hi, it's House Republican Conference Chair Elise Stefanik, representative for New York's 21st Congressional District. Thank you to Veterans for America First for all your hard work. We know that President Trump strongly supports our veterans, and our veterans must turn out to vote for him. Thank you very much. Let's save America.
Hey, Georgia and Veterans for Donald J. Trump. You are the reason President Trump prioritizes national security because we do not want to send our sons and daughters to fight another man's war anymore. You guys are the reason we are safe and secure in this country, and it's about time we put a commander-in-chief back in office to prioritize our veterans and our armed forces. Vote DJT.
Hey everybody, it's former Congressman Doug Collins, also Colonel, United States Air Force Reserve. For our America First veterans out there, thank you for the service, thank you for the work. We got a lot of work ahead. You keep doing what you're doing, we always got your back.
Hey, Congressman Jim Jordan here. Just want to say thank you for helping Veterans for America First and all the great work they're doing.
And thank you for helping me in my campaign. You were my first endorsement. So too was Chairman Jordan. Let's get out of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is wonderful. And thanks for all you guys do. You're amazing. It's wonderful to be a part of this Veterans for Trump family. So keep staying strong. We have a country to save.
Working overtime, we've got to do our part too. And one of the things I look forward to, and I'm very grateful for, we've got Jared and Stan and Veterans for America First. You know, what they're trying to do is raise awareness and also incentivize and motivate and encourage people to get out and vote, because that's why we're here. That's why we're doing the job we're doing, is to tell people if you go out and vote, you can make a difference in the selection. And I know not one of you wants to wake up on November 6th and go, man, we could have just done a little bit more in Douglas County.
Well, let me just ask before I draw this. Did everybody enjoy the film?
Another person that's not giving up anytime soon. Why? Because Trump announced he's running for presidency is Stan Fitzgerald. Now listen, if you really want to know a patriot and what a patriot look like that puts his money where his mouth at, or at least somebody else's, that actually get behind candidates. When I say America First, that's God, family, country, and Trump. That's everything that we're talking about. Well, this is Stan Fitzgerald.
And thank you so much to Stan Fitzgerald. Where is he? There he is. Thank you so much. You are a great patriot. Thank you both for helping so supporting not only for people like me, President Trump, and for America First and MAGA. So God bless you.
And Stan, where's Stan? Stan is with Veterans for Trump.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you all. We're honored. I know there are so many organizations.
Thank you. We appreciate all the help. Stanley and Donna Fitzgerald.
Right here, sir.
Thank you very much. It's great. It's great that you're with us. Mike Acton.
Hey, this is Stan Fitzgerald, Veterans for America First, and I'm here with my friend, Captain Shelton, who is a VFAF National Ambassador, and he is a congressional staffer. How are you today, brother?
Hey, doing good, Stan.
So, Mickey, tell our viewers a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so just a quick disclaimer. These are of my own opinions, own views, not of the military or the federal government. But I joined the Tennessee Army National Guard in 2011. I enlisted, went to infantry school. Fast forward a little bit, ended up deciding to get my commission through Wentworth Military Academy. Went on a few missions, ended up deploying to Kuwait, and now I currently serve as a company commander here in the Tennessee Army National Guard currently. And after the Kuwaiti deployment is when COVID had hit, so it kind of started a lot of things. A lot of people started to really be affected with the COVID vaccine mandate.
So, Mickey, I know from knowing you for several years, you were very active in about the COVID shot and supporting our military members who didn't take it. President Trump gets into office, and in the first week, it might have been day one, he's reinstating back pay and all the military members. You talk to hundreds of these people. Tell our viewers a little bit about how that impacts the people who suffered through that.
Absolutely. So when that happened after my deployment, when I came back and as Biden got into office, we started hearing talks of a COVID vaccine mandate. And I was a little leery of that. There was a lot that people didn't know about it. It happened so fast. But once Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin had pushed down that memo to mandate the COVID vaccine through active duty, it eventually followed, and there was a COVID vaccine mandate for the National Guard, which definitely affected us here in Tennessee. So, I was kind of on the fence even about resigning my commission through other woke ideology and stuff in the military, DEI and other classes that we had to take. But, I still wanted to stay in. And right when it hit the COVID mandate, I had soldiers who were having issues with their heart and blood clots, other adverse complications, shortness of breath, memory loss. So that really kind of engaged me to do something about it. And I was just kind of tired and no one else was speaking up. So the only thing I knew to do was to send it up my chain of command, and nobody would listen. So then I thought I would call the governor's office. I talked to his chief of staff, and after about 2 weeks, blew me off. I never got a meeting with the governor. And I took it from that to try to get a meeting with our adjutant general. Nothing happened there. Try to get a meeting with our attorney general at the time. Nothing was moving. So the only other thing I knew after exhausting every resource was to take it to the news. So I took it to the news, started out in the Tennessee Star. It went from there to their affiliates in other states, and then news stations just started calling me to get the story. And I never wanted to do that to boost myself. The sole reason I did that is because I had fellow service members who were hurt. And I started to see that it was affecting us with our readiness, our recruitment numbers. All the while we had Russia on our doorstep, China, and then eventually, as we've seen as of late, Iran and Israel. So it kind of shifted the focus of our mission of being a lethal force, a ready force, and really focusing on the health and well-being of the warfighter to woke ideology and political theater.
And finally, we're getting rid of the DEI. But here's a question I want to ask you that we didn't talk about ahead of time. It just came to me. Joe Biden pardons Anthony Fauci. To me, that vindicates all of you. What are your thoughts about that?
So I think he should be held responsible. And, him pardoning him, it's really frustrating because of the battle we had to fight through this whole COVID vaccine mandate in the armed services. Not just us. I mean, it extends to everybody here in America. And in my opinion, the propaganda that they had pushed, and they made it a very political issue. So medical freedom was out the window, something that was experimental. A lot of people and other federal agencies were affected by this. And, I've seen personal family members who were hurt over having to take it, and friends. And I think he should be held accountable. And why would he pardon him if he's not guilty for something? So I think there's something there. I think they need to look at it. And I hope that something's done to hold him accountable.
Right. And the pardon just saves him from criminal prosecution at the federal level. does not protect them from civil litigation or state level charges. So, and it all, and that's what I meant. It vindicates all you. I meant you were right, and everybody that fought this, you were right. And I want to close with a story that I'd like you to tell. You and I were in Bedminster, New Jersey, and I think it was the day after the president's home in Mar-a-Lago was raided. We were there to support the Trump endorsed candidate at the time, and there was a crowd of people, and the president, just being a real guy, just started taking questions from the crowd. So I was standing next to you. Pick up the story from there.
Yeah, so it took me a lot to get there. I know we was going to another conference beforehand, and this was at a time where they were going to put me on orders here in Tennessee, but I rejected the COVID vaccine shot, so it kind of left me unemployed. So I was traveling on my own dime, and I made my way up to Bedminster, and that's where I met you and the president. And I felt like it was an opportunity for me to ask at the highest level, is there any plan to help service members that's been affected by this? So I'd ask the question, because of the COVID vaccine mandate and having soldiers in Tennessee, and not just Tennessee, it was everywhere in the United States, and, also active duty branches. What is your plans? What message do you want to send to those leaders that are idly standing by and just passing the buck off to other people and not doing anything, not speaking up for their soldiers? And, he had stated, I will give them full back pay and restore their benefits. And I think that's definitely what needs to happen. And as I've seen this, a couple of years later, I'm glad he's in office. I have faith and confidence back in our military and a good vision of where our country's going. And I think we really need to get back to reinstating these service members so that we can build our force back, build our recruitment numbers. And I think really the recruitment numbers, I think it was in 2021, 2022, they didn't even hit about maybe 40% in that last fiscal year. And they wonder why, but they never talk about the elephant in the room, which was all these woke programs that they were pushing, which I'm glad that they are now getting rid of. But, just asking that question, it gave me a sense of hope and faith in the direction. And I'm really glad he's back in. It's what I was hoping for, and he's fulfilling that promise. It's exactly what he said he was going to do, and now he's doing it. I do want to mention something on that executive order. Is I do think it's pretty general, and I'm glad he passed it. There are some things that I wish it would go more in depth on that I think eventually in the future they may can add. Whether it's specifically talking about retirement benefits, and I know it mentions in that order it talks about active and reserve, but it doesn't mention National Guard, but it is broad all military. So I'm hoping that there's no scapegoat or gray areas to where people can push back that has that political ideology, in the military to not grant full back pay and benefits to certain members. So I hope they go a little more in depth on it. And also those who had religious and medical exemptions that got denied, and that was pretty much essentially they treated us like we were guilty until proven innocent, which is not the way that's supposed to work. We couldn't do trainings, hold commands. We couldn't do emergency relief missions. We were barred from going and doing that. And as we've seen with Hurricane Helene and wildfires and disasters over in California, it's important for us to be ready in the National Guard to do that. So they really condemned it. It almost felt like a patriot purge. And I think they should deserve an apology. And I think we should look at that. And even those that fought that fight, there should be something done for them too as well, that didn't have those opportunities. I think that apology extends to a lot of areas, but I'm also hoping that those leaders who idly stood by, I hope they're held accountable too as well.
Oh, they did pardon General Milley too. So, but we'll get the rest of them. So I just want to point out to our viewers, I'm going to play the clip of Mickey asking the president the question. And I'm telling you, it was June, I think, of 2022. So he was definitely the first person to ask about reinstating the back benefits before anyone else did. And President Trump said he was going to do it. And you hear promises made, promises kept. He did it. And Mickey started that ball rolling. So, Mickey, I thank you for your time, my friend. And if I know you're a congressional staffer now, but if you're still doing social media, tell people where they could find you.
So actually, I'm very off social media.
Okay.
So I don't really have that much.
That keeps it real. I should have asked that before we record, but you see, we're just people. So
that's okay. That's okay. I'm not really looking to build anything, but I do want to get the message out. So if there's any other avenue for people to get a hold of me, or if I could just share this message with others, I would love to do so.
all right, you could get in touch with Mickey through our website, vfaf.us. And don't go. We're going to play the video of Mickey asking the question to President Trump. Thanks again, Mickey. I will talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You've been the best commander-in-chief we've ever had. Two, I have soldiers out of the Tennessee Guard who's having heart issues from the COVID vaccine, shortness of breath, memory loss, and so what would be your message to the leaders that are idly standing by while they're getting harmed, while we have recruitment issues, and also China's on our doorstep?
Well, the ones that have not taken it, we're going to put them back, and we're going to pay them all of that back. I mean, that's the biggest thing. We give them back pay, and we're putting them back. It's crazy. You know, I see where Djokovic, a great tennis player, can't play, and yet you got millions of people coming in with no vaccine. Think of that. So Djokovic is a great athlete, maybe one of the top three, certainly one of the top three, maybe the best tennis player ever. And he can't play tennis in September because he can't come into the country because of the vaccine. But we've got millions of people coming in, and nobody cares about that. Isn't it terrible? Isn't it just incredible? Horrible. Please.